Hi, everybody. Happy Weighted to Win team welcomes you today to the studio. And, I say that because not sure where you were following, if you were on Twitter at Weighted to Win, or if you followed us on WhatsApp, or if you followed us on 4racing.tv, or perhaps on channel 240 on DSTV. Really hoping that you got the action yesterday from a Weighted to Win perspective. Darren and Daryl were in great form. I'll tell you why, because have a look at this. They took a place accumulator for 288 Rand and ended up winning over 2,000 Rand from a PA perspective. So that was the PA we got from the Turfentine yesterday. The Pick Six, this is the big news. They spent 2,000 Rand or 200 Rand, depends whatever, or 100 Rand. It's up to you what you can spend. But if you spent the full amount, they got back 71,500 Rand on the Pick Six from Turfentine. And then the jackpot, they've been in great form with jackpots. Jackpot 168 Rand, you got back, I think, 15 times your money, as it paid, collected over 2,000 Rand on the jackpot as well. So it's good news. It helps the situation, no question. And I hope that the form continues at the end of the day. Back with us, Daryl Marie's in the studio with me. We're going to run through, Darren Burrows has given his selections. We're going to go through the card, and hopefully the form continues well. It's a poly meet of 8 races. And the first is over 1,200 meters, where the horse John Dunbar from Dean Kanemayer starts at a favourite at 5-2, 9-2 about Top Sale number 3, and around 4-1. I see there's a bit of movement for Shoe Fella, so to speak, who's from the Peter Muscat stable, and then 11-2 about 12, a horse called Dione.
Clara, I'm very disappointed with you.
Why?
You omitted our best bet Lamborghini and our best value bet Clarkson.
That's right. You're correct. Lamborghini won comfortably, right? Yes. And Clarkson, I think, opened 12-1 when you were tipping it in the morning. It was 12-1.
12-1.
And
amazingly, that Pick Six only paid 71,500. With the favourites, it was paying in excess of 100,000. So, a strange dividend. Did you perhaps catch a few?
No, I think it speaks volumes to the selections that you guys make. It makes a difference in outcome to people, including who wouldn't, in most circumstances, not have included Clarkson, with all due respect, unless you study in the form. Which is why we've got our guys here, is to study the form. And I suppose that's the reason why it's shortened to, what did it start, Clarkson?
7-2.
7-2. All right, Daryl.
But that's what's under the bridge now, Clark. Let's get on with today's meeting.
What's your 14-1 or 12-1 shot today? Is there one in the first?
No, not in the first. Obviously, Top Sale's got the racing experience on his side. He now tries the poly track. He hasn't been impressive today, Clyde. But with that experience, he may well be up front and prove to be a live wire today. John Dunbar, two fair efforts to date. I think the drop-in trip will favour him. No direct winners from that formula, but several placings. So he'll be thereabouts. And then, Clyde, there is a comment with regards to number 11, Shoe Fella. Now, Peter Muscat says he's a quality colt in the making. He's expecting an encouraging debut. And that's positive talk from the stable. That combination have only teamed up 5 times in the past, Clyde, for a winner, 2 seconds, and a third, or 2/3. Yeah. They've never been out of the money. So the booking of Richard Free speaks volumes.
Yeah, I think you got to watch. I was worried about the draw from Shoe Fella, but that stable, Daryl's quite right. Watch it closely. And then John Dunbar, while some have come and run places, I don't think anything's come to win, which does worry me a little bit. Okay, let's put the bipot up. This is start of our bipot race 1. It goes 3 and 7. So we're going both Top Sale and John Dunbar by 1 and 2, by 1 and 5, by 7, 9, 10, by 1 and 8, by 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 for 240 Rand. Welcome back. We're on to race number 2 now. Let's get into the place accumulator action. This is a maiden class field. We're on the poly, if you don't know by now, and it's over 1,600 meters. I'll give you an idea in the market to give you indication that when we recorded this at 10 o'clock this morning, the Graphene Aerogel was at 9-10, so they're starting to put the pressure on that horse. The 8-horse Minstrel Gallery is the second choice at 9-2, and then 6-1 about number 1 Magic Inspiration, and then it's double figures about the others. Is this a banker?
In what exotic?
In the
PA.
You
could get away with bankering a Clyde, but personally, I'm not going to be taking this price about her chances. Have a look at her form, Clyde. Twice a miracle, Bell Starduster, Amble Inn have all got the better of her. They're all very limited fillies. So in saying that, she does get fitted with a set of blinkers this time round, and she does have poly experience. She's run twice on this track for 2 seconds. She's going to be the likely pacemaker. She's very fit. She could get it right today. She got a peach of a ride last time out, and she just got collared very late. But I'm just saying that limited fillies have beaten her in the past, so she's limited herself. You've got the likes of number 1 of here, Clyde, Magic Inspiration. Now, look at the booking of Samanga Kamala. Now, I'm sure Mr. Kamala is saying, Mr. Terry, hey, throw me a bone with some meat on it and I'll still deliver it. I'll deliver the goods for you. She gets 4 kgs weight for age allowance. She improved last time out with the blinkers. She now goes the trip, Clyde. But she's out of a Silvana mare who won over a mile. So if she appreciates the step up in trip, I think she's the favourite's biggest danger. And you know what? I won't be surprised to see her end up in the winner's enclosure and get the better of the favourites.
A bit value there, Daryl.
Yeah.
Daryl, why? I just wanted to ask you quickly. Now you're talking about Samanga Kamala. I mean, Calvin Habib rode, or Samanga rode that horse of Wendy Whitehead's, right? Last time Samanga Kamala rode it.
Yeah,
now
I don't know with regards
Sean,
to the booking of... Yeah, but
Calvin's now riding the other one. What's going on?
I'd love to know myself, Clyde, but please be rest assured that...
Sean now, Confident got hold of him now. Can't.
Put your mind at ease that Kamala is going to be giving it a full go, Clyde, because, you know, Mr. Terry's got a string and a half, and any chances that given his way, he'll take them.
So you're saying the values with Magic, eh? Should we go with that then?
I mean, the favourites are one to beat. I think the value lies with Magic Inspiration.
Okay. All right, you got that information, guys. Let's go now to the story with regards to our selection. Utmost respect for the favourite, but I'm not sure Daryl's going to be rushing in at 9 to 10. He may be taking the 6 to 1 about Magic Inspiration. We're going first leg in this particular PA banker, the 2. Now, this is Darren Burrows' PA, just so that you know. Unfortunately, Darren couldn't join us this morning, but he said this is what he likes. So, PAs, we're happy to banker 2, because it should run a place, by banker 1, by banker 10, by 1 and 8, by 7, 8, 9, by 2, 3, 8, 9, and at the back, 1, 2, 4, and 8. And that's for 96 Rand. We're on to the third race now. It's over 1,800 metres. Here they've got 17 to 10 about Peter Muscat's horse Rotunda. And the comments from the Muscat yard is that Rotunda's well. Green Grow the Lilacs is the second choice at 28 to 10. And then you've got 7 to 2 about number 7, Chop Me Up Holly. And then 8 to 1 and better about the others. Let's bring Daryl Marie in now. Let's talk about the pick 6. We're under pressure now with this pick 6. But I see Darren and Daryl's pick 6, that you guys have worked on it, and it's quite an expensive pick 6.
Yeah.
So seems to be rather challenging all day.
Clyde, you know what? You can spend as little as 5 Rand and get 1% or
6
whatever
Rand
the
minimum
case.
bet, yeah.
6 Rand, sorry.
Yeah.
But whatever your budget allows. Although it is a costly perm, I'd be the first to admit that. I don't like sending out costly perms like this because you're on a hiding to nothing if they do get rolled. But they'd rather get a small share of any amount and keep you interested in the day's proceedings. Clyde, you know, many are going to say Rotunda is very, very hard to beat over here. You know, on paper, she certainly is. She's got the beating of Green Grow the Lilacs, and she's better off at the weights. So on paper, she really should take a power beating. But I've got healthy respect for Green Grow the Lilacs. Last time out, she contested the Track and Ball Oaks. You know, Clyde, she finished 1.25 lengths behind She's a Keeper, who came out and won the Garden Province.
Yeah.
Also in that race, there was Aquasulas who came to run second from there in the KZN Breeders 1900. So the Ford is certainly holding up. And what's key over here, Clyde, is this filly takes time to unwind. Now, last time out, when she ran behind Rotunda, she was on the fence. Rotunda got first run on her. Now she's been equipped with a set of blinkers, and she's drawn off the fence. I hope she keeps off the fence and possibly loops him early, because once she gets into stride, Clyde, don't be surprised to see her reverse the form with Rotunda. I'm leaning towards Green Grow the Lilacs. Darren likes Rotunda. We put them both in the pick 6.
Yeah, it's interesting because you mentioned She's a Keeper. I mean, when she won the Garden Province, you must remember she beat the likes of Marina, Silver Darling, the company captain's ransom, you know, under your spell. So you're talking top-notch horses here. Interesting. Will Green Grow the Lilacs run out of ground is the question, because she takes so long to get going or not. That's the point. Otherwise, Rotunda might be the right one. Yeah, let's put that up for you. Here's the pick six you've been waiting for. First leg, 1 and 5. It is a two-horse race. Second leg, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Third leg, 1 and 8. Fourth leg, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. By the whole field. And if we're running at the back, we've only got 1, 2, 4, 8. We think it's good enough. Now you can spend, if you want, 52 Rand or 53 Rand and get 1%. You don't have to spend 528 for 10, or you can take it for full. It really just depends on whatever you want to spend today. Race 4, it's jackpot time. Gavin Funzel's got the early favourite anyway, with Secret Giver at 9-2 when we were doing this at about 10 o'clock. Living Waters, the second choice at 6-1. Then you got the 11 horse, who's Caramandel at around 6.5-1, as the likes of Catch the Tune. Don't really like the race, Daryl, although if there was a first choice from my perspective, I guess Secret Giver would be the right one. I guess the market probably got it right.
Yeah, very wide open, Claude. Darren's keen on Secret Giver over here. Honest sort. I think what's key with regards to his chances, he takes a drop in trip. And I think he's better over shorter. So, yes, if he's in contention, turning for home from a whitish draw, I'll give him a winning claim. Clyde, Catch the Tune. Now, Musi gets on extremely well with him. I think last time out in the Track and Bull Derby, went a little bit slow up front. Musi knows him well. I think he'll be made use of more this time around. Could certainly feature over here. If you like his chances, you have to give number 12 Star Crusade healthy respect. They're different types, Clyde. One goes handy, one comes from behind. So it depends on the track conditions. You'd like to have both in. And then Clyde, number 9, Double Gemini. Now, he's improving since returning from his layoff. And what's key over here, from a 4 kg claimer to Richard Fourie, I think that speaks volumes. I think he's going to be right there at the finish. So a tricky event. I think 7, 9, and 10 are the possible 3 to focus on over here.
Okay. Well, Double Geminis, you're looking at about 14-1 at the time of recording the show, if you're looking to have a go with Richard Fourie. All right. This is what we're going to do with our next jackpot, which race 4, well, the first of 2 jackpots, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got 1 or 2 of the Shrudies in there. By 1 and 8, by 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and then the field at the back. And that will cost you 660 Rand for a full unit. 1,400 metres, Dean Kadamea and Keegan DeMello all the rage at the moment. They're 13-10, number 1, Give Me a Prince. Whilst you're watching this, perhaps it might be a good idea to go and look at the market and see whether this horse has drifted or shortened. It'll give you a good idea as to where the money is. Second choice, number 6, Ambiorix, who's currently at 7-2 with the 8 horse 55er. And then you got the 2 Super Excited, who's at 6-1. 12s and better the others. I'm just looking at the market now. No pressure for anything, Daryl, just yet. They're sort of open and some are drifting when we're doing the show. I don't know what it's going to look like time of race. What do you think will happen?
I think the favourite will drift out further, Clyde. The reason being is he's not well in at the weights of here. It is a progress plate, and there's several better off at than what he is. But Clyde, please take note that he's not exposed whatsoever. Those that are exposed are 55 is at 10 starts, Ambiorix is at 8, Super Excited has at 13. This is his 4th start. He's got a lot more to come, Clyde. I won't read anything into the ratings with regards to his chances.
Why? Because it's underrated.
Yeah. Last time out, Clyde, he's first of all, he's the only one to have won on the polytrack out of the fancied runners.
Yeah.
He returned from a 10-month break last time out. He couldn't have been more impressive. Effortless victory. A lot more to come. I think he'll pay to follow, and he's one to be with in the next couple of
Would you back him, Daryl? Would you back him?
Depends on what price. If he drifts, well, I'm certainly bankering him in by exotics, and I would back him if he goes a reasonable price. If he touches more or less 2-1, I think I'll be getting stuck in.
Ambiorix was in William Robertson's company. William Robertson came to win again. So you can compare that form, because when I look at the form and you say, give me a Prince is sort of unexposed, so to speak, he beat that horse Silvano's Timer, and Silvano's Timer after that come to beat Good Queen Best. So the form has been very good. And you may well be right that this horse is underrated. But Ambiorix has been in very good company.
Yes, Clyde. Wait until Give Me a Prince gets in good company. He'll be
Okay.
able to prove himself.
I love Daryl. Okay, good. Let's go. Put the slide up. He said enough, I think, hasn't he? So we know where you're going. Give me a Prince. Jackpots. We're bankering Daryl Murray, the banker, the one by 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, by 1, 2, 4, 8, and 10 at the back. It's 150 Rand jackpot. Get it on. You're back with us. Welcome. Let's get on to the next part of the Hollywood Bets Greyville Poly Race 6, 1,400 meters, 5-1 the field. You take your pick. It's wide open. At the time of recording, number 4, Forest Jump, was the early joint favourite with number 9, Don't Touch Me. Then you had the likes of number 8, Kimora, and number 7, Mr. Maloney in there. So this is one of the races that we've sort of been indicating throughout the day is probably the hardest on the card, right?
Very open, Clyde. Give me the price on number 4, please. Forest Jump and number 8, Kimora.
Well, Kimora was 6.5 to 1 this morning. And who's the other one?
Forest Jump, please.
And Forest Jump is 5 to 1.
5 to 1 and 16.5 to 1, Clyde. Well, Kimora's, go back to the 2nd of March. Kimora beat Forest Jump, and he's 5 kilograms better off, and he's bigger odds than Forest Jump. It's
Doesn't
quite
make
amazing.
any sense,
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. But
I think they're worried about the apprentice
Kimora
or
will
what?
start favourite. That's my personal opinion. I think he'll attract all the money, and I'll give him a
Tony
winning
Rivelin's
chance.
in good form, eh?
And I'll give him a winning chance. You know, Forest Jump, you can't discount his chances, Clyde. I think Kigo and Miller's ridden him a handful of times, and most of those occasions he's ended up in the winner's enclosure. So he gets a really good tune out of him. Don't Touch Me, he's only had 1 start for the new yard, and it was a winning start at that. If he's improved since then, you have to include him. And then number 5, Leslie's Path to Fame. 3rd run after arrest, the blinkers get removed. He's now been stepped up in trip. He could be the sneaker in the pack. But I think the value does lie with Kimora in the anti-post market, that is.
Interesting. Number 8, Kimora. Daryl's going with that. The form hasn't been too bad, as Daryl's alluded to already. There was Burmese Tiara has come out of there and won. And as you know, the Tony Rivelin stable have been firing, so perhaps worth taking a note of. What are we doing with the tote here? We're taking, well, we suggest you take a trifecta, and box 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. You can spend, that's a 60 Rand cost. But we want to take it twice from a weighted to win perspective. You can take it for whatever you can afford. Remember, the minimum bet on the tote is 6 Rand. Back with us. Let's get into the action now of our next race on the card. It's the penultimate, and I've got Daryl Murray in the studio here with me. Give us an idea as to what we need to do with race number 7, which is a handicap. It's at the 68 level, so 1,200 meters. One of those races perhaps where you take your pick win. From a market perspective, let me tell you what's going on this morning. Top of the boards at 4 to 1 the field is Gareth Funzel's horse, Quest for the Best. High Legislation, second choice at around 9 to 2. Count Marsh, Robbie Hill's horse, 9 to 2. And 5 to 1 about Sean Terry's horse, Double Martini. And then at 6, 7 to 1 a bet of the others. Hard race.
Clyde, Darren has suggested a bet of, I think he likes the each-way chances of Mount Greylock. I make this race very wide open.
What price Mount Greylock? 14 to 1, eh?
He found Baseway yesterday, so who am I to question him? Well done to Darren yesterday. He got the job done for us. Clyde, Quest for the Best. Now, he's been fitted with a pair of blinkers. Muzi from a neat draw, very competitive off his current rating. He should be right there. Double Martini. Many will say that the trip is on the sharp side for him. But if you go 3 runs back, Clyde, he was very well suited to the suicidal pace on that occasion. They're going to go very quicker over the 1,200. If he's in contention turning for home, you could run them down. And just have a look at number 6 now, Count Marsh. Have a look at his rating, Clyde. 82 down to 58. Our good mate James Goodman will say this is a jockey up.
Yep.
Watch number 6, Count Marsh. Difficult race, Clyde.
Count Marsh, okay. Well, 9 to 2 at the time of recording, but there are a few in here. Darren Burrows says the 9 Mount Greylock or thereabouts at 14 to 1. And so don't leave that out of your play, that horse. We'll put that in whatever happens. I just want to go to the last from Dennis Stryer. Well, listen, that horse, Chara Sands came out and won again, and Grey Ocean come to run a place, and so did Wayara. All right, selections, what do we do? Let's have a look. We're going with Mount Greylock. Darren Burrows says that's the one. It's a decent price. It's an each-way strike. Eighth race on the card. It's one of those races. Bet 7-2 the field. Carl Hewitton's Give Me a Rainbow, top of the boards. Kansamanga Kamala pulled this off. He's got a very well drawn, good inside draw. He's got Muzi drawn alongside of him, though, on the one Cape Town Affair for Dennis Bosch. They joint favourites, the two of them, 7-2 the pair. But Richard Fareed might just have a say. He's riding the horse, the 8 horse on the card, Pashton Wali, who's at 7-2, pretty much all the same. Maybe just a little bit easier to back. Hippocrates, I see, is 7-1, the other Dreyer horse, or Dennis Dreyer's horse in the race, and then 12-1 and better about the others. All right, Daryl, so if we need to get out of it, what do you suggest we do?
Trifectas. Clyde, now Pashton Wali, his penultimate start, he was desperately unlucky. He should have won on that occasion, in my opinion. I expected him to win next time out, and just everything went wrong. He proved a very difficult ride. He's been put away for a couple of months. I know this distance is sharp of his best, but he's going to be racing fresh. And one thing is for certain, he's going to settle in running. And if he gets there in time, so be it. But I do think he's capable of winning today. Give Me a Rainbow. And I lost him out. They tried him with the blinkers. He came out running. He did a little bit hard. I'd like to see him, if possible, slot him behind the likes of Cape Town Affair this time out. Yeah. Drop the bit and hopefully do his best work late. And then number 1, Cape Town Affair. He's been dropped in trip and a set of blinkers get fitted. A lot in his favour. If this isn't on the sharp side, he should be one to be taken seriously over here. But a tricky little event. Maybe we can get a couple of trifectas to end off proceedings, Clyde.
Okay. I think that says it all, really. Here's the trifecta that Daryl's talking about. You've heard what he has to say, and that means 1, 2, 4, and 8 that need to go in. So don't forget the reference to those particular runners, and you can take that trifecta for whatever you want to, but we're spending 120 Rand. And if we get it right, if they run like that, for 120 Rand, you'll get the dividend 5 times.